The Big Fat Gut by Joshua Marzullo. Copyright Joshua Marzullo. Chapter 1. The Big Fat Gut. Once upon a time there was a big fat gut. That big fat gut belonged to a 60-year-old man named John. Along with his big fat gut, he had a big fat bum, arms, head and legs. John was very fat at all places of his body, and it was a surprise that he could not fit into his car, and his car was the biggest car in the world, and that a human man could be that fat. He could not fit into his house, and his house was the biggest house in the world. Poor John got bullied all the time because his gut was the biggest, fattest and most humongous gut in the world. Chapter 2. John's Big Fat Bum. With John's big fat gut, all the junk food that he still ate couldn't fit into his gut, so all the junk food had to go somewhere. So all the junk food went into his bum. After a day or two, John's bum grew so big and fat with all the junk food that he ate. Chapter 3. The day John's bum exploded. The day after that, John's bum exploded with all kinds of junk foods that he ate, and he was still alive. Then John ate more junk food. He was so fat that he started to watch TV. John watched so much TV that his eyes started to hurt, and he watched TV for 900,000 billion years. Chapter 4. The day John's eyes exploded. To be continued. After that, John's eyes exploded with all kinds of junk food, but this time all the junk food didn't come out. I cannot believe it. What could have happened? Chapter 5. The Mystery. 1 year later. Soon after that, John, because there are 12 Johns in John's family, figured out that someone had stolen all of the junk food that was inside John, and he was still fat. Emojis. Chapter 6. Mystery solved. When John got up, he couldn't see. John went on a junk food hunt to find his junk. Finally, after 900,000 million billion gazillion trillion years, they found it in a bin. They got all the junk and they all ate it. But then they exploded as well. All these emojis crying and happy because it's funny but it's sad. Okay, Chapter 7. Bye-bye, John. The day John exploded. John couldn't help it anymore. John needed his junk food to survive. Without his junk food, he was nothing. John needed a break, a big one. And finally, John did it. He exploded. John was gone, and everybody was crying for the rest of their lives. It was very sad. No more John meant no more life. Life was sad for everyone, and he had a funeral. The end. The Big Fat Gut by Joshua Marzullo. Copyright Joshua Marzullo.
Nope.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe to me. I dare you to. Bye.